Okay, this is a video on a simple recipe I learned from my sister. It's taking a chuck steak or chuck roast, and the trick here is I found out when I first learned this, like when I was a teenager, I overcooked the meat and the meat turned tough. Okay, so I realized that the way you cook the meat is like your favorite steak. Okay, so I'm going to put it on. I like my steak on a rare side, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook it just like I was making a steak. Okay, now this is a really thick cut of meat, so it's going to take a little longer, but I'm not going to try and cook it all the way through. I'm just going to get it started. Okay, so I got it on medium-high heat, and like on 7 on my digital dial. That's probably enough. Generous amount of olive oil or whatever oil you prefer, and then I'm just gonna take this chuck roast. It's a choice chuck roast boneless. Okay, but you can have the bone in it. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so I'm just gonna toss it in, and I'm gonna cook it up just like I would be cooking up a regular, my favorite steak. And as this is cooking, I'll season it with my regular favorite steak seasoning. In this case, I'm using Pinch Perfect. The wife tends to like that. Okay, so I'm just gonna season the steak just as if I would season a regular normal steak. Okay. This up a bit. Okay. And while that's going, I cut up my vegetables. This is COVID-19 quarantine time, so normally I would go to the store and get carrots and all kinds of other vegetables, but I gotta make do with what's in the pantry. And so I got potatoes, I got some celery, and I'm on the last of my onions. Okay, normally I like a lot more onions than that, but hey, you gotta make do with what you got. And of course, I'm gonna use canned tomatoes. You can use canned stewed tomatoes or any even tomato sauce if you want. My sister's original recipe was with tomato sauce, I believe. But I like the pulp in my tomato sauce, so I like it with tomatoes in it. Okay, so we got this going. And let me get it unstuck in the pan. And like I said, this is a thick cut, so it's going to take a while to cook. We're going to get it started. I'll flip it over because I want to season the other side if I can get it unstuck in the pan. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's a nice color. And we'll go ahead and continue seasoning it on the other side. Okay. I'm real generous with the seasoning because this is a thick cut of meat. And what's going to happen is I'm going to cook this like I would regular cook a roast or a favorite style of steak. Then I'm going to put it on the side and let it rest. What we're going to do is in the drippings, we're going to go ahead and cook the vegetables. And once the vegetables are cooked, we're going to add in the roast. Finish it off to the doneness that we like. Like in my case, it'd be medium rare, and then go ahead and plate it with the vegetables surrounding the roast. Okay, so this is to get it started, get it brown, get it the crust, if you will, and then later we'll be adding. In this case, I'm using tomato sauce. You could go with a brown gravy. You could go with wine or any of your favorite stew type or glaze type sauces. because what you're doing is complementing the roast. Okay, so if you tend to lean towards the Mediterranean side, you know, you might use Mediterranean seasonings, even Cajun seasonings or Italian seasonings, whatever you prefer. You may even add some shrimp and make it more of a seafood type flavor. And if you can afford it, saffron or whatever. So this is just basically to get your roast started, okay? And then from there you go and you add your sauces as far as the flavorings you're looking for. In this case, I'm going with a basic tomato base sauce. The acid in the tomatoes also helps break up the meat somewhat, but it doesn't really have time to do that because this is only going to be a real short cook. Okay, so we're still at medium high. This is number 7 on the digital dial. I'm using the big burner with a big pan. And let me flip this around to show you what it's looking like on the side. Here, you can see this side. It's still rare in the middle. Okay. So I want to stop it here. I'm going to finish cooking this a little bit more done. It's probably going to take another 10 minutes like this because it is so thick. And then we'll come back and we'll cook the vegetables.